Hi, good evening.
Hey, Samir, good evening.
Yeah, hi.
Hello, Sandeep.
We'll just wait for 1 more minute and we'll start.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think we can start. Any questions from the last class database? I think we discussed database, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So let us do some kind of a testing with the database. Who want to do this?
I want to do this. I'll do that.
Okay. Shall I make you host? You can share your screen.
Yeah.
So I made you host. So we'll do two databases. One we will do SQL Server, and one we'll do MySQL. One with Windows and one with Linux. You can test it.
Okay.
Yeah, first what you do is that install one Windows Server, 2000 whatever the latest version, and then I will tell you how to do it. Okay.
So I need to go to EC2 instance first.
Yeah, first create one Windows instance and create one Amazon Linux instance. So one you can test for SQL Server and one you can test for MySQL. So that you can complete both the labs.
Okay, Windows 2019 base is fine.
Yeah, that's fine, no problem. Yeah, that's fine.
Storage is not required, right? Extra. Can I take Ubuntu or Linux?
Yeah, Amazon Linux you can take it now.
This one only. Okay. Okay, Linux. Okay, yeah, sir. Submit.
Okay, very good. So first connect to the Windows machine.
I think I need to download this.
No, RDP. Yeah, download RDP. Yeah. To other audience, let us explain what exactly we are trying to do. We have completed the database, RDS and no RDS. So we are trying to do the lab by creating the database from Amazon and how to use that database in Windows or Linux for any application. How do we use it? That is a lab which we are testing right now. For that lab only, I think Vikas is creating two machines. One is Linux machine and one is Windows machine. Windows is for SQL Server. Linux is for the database what we have, MySQL database. We can test it. Okay.
Or should I think I'm connected to contingency? Wait, sorry, I'm connected to my VPN.
What happened? You're not able to see your screen.
They started through a VPN, so it's just disconnecting it.
Okay. Okay.
Hello, sir. Connect. Okay, now it is.
Yeah, you're able to connect, right? Yeah, what is that you're doing, Vikas?
His audio is not audible to us, so it says we can rejoin again.
Because you're joining again,
Yeah, he's joining again.
Hello, is it audible?
yeah,
Vikas, you're
Yeah, you're audible.
Okay, sorry guys. Like maybe like I lost the voice while disconnecting from VPN. Samir, like, can you make me as a host again? Like,
you have
our
the
Windows
right.
server is okay. Host disabled. Attend screen sharing. It is showing.
No, I don't have the host because I can see that. I think you have logged in with two things. One is two names I'm getting, Vikas CS, and one Vikas CS as host access.
Oh shit. What I can do here? Should I leave?
Yeah, you can just disconnect and connect back. No?
Huh?
If you disconnect, it automatically comes to me. Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, Vikas. Okay, you're back, right?
Yep. Now, okay.
Okay, let me make you host now.
Okay.
So I'm making you host. Now you should have an access.
Okay. So should I connect my Linux server as well? I mean, like,
First, let us complete Windows. So you're done, right? Windows, you're able to access, correct? Yeah, first you let us complete the Windows part, okay?
Okay, then I'll close this. Okay.
Yeah, open your go to RDS service, database service.
Okay. So
Create
yeah,
database.
and what we're going to do now? Sorry, I missed that part. Like when maybe you are explaining to.
So basically, we are trying to create two types of databases for testing purpose. Okay, whether it is working or not. Okay, so one is SQL Server and one is MySQL. So MySQL is for Linux and SQL Server is for Windows instance. So you can create SQL Server. Yes, you can click on that. First, scroll up, scroll up. Let us go one by one. Just scroll up. So there are two types to create a database. One is called as standard create. Second one is called as easy create. So standard create is set of all availability configure options, including for availability, security backups, and maintenance. Easy create recommended best practice configuration. Some configuration options can be changed after the database is created. So depends upon your use case to use case. Suppose if you want to do some kind of modifications, you can go and create easy create. But if not, if it's a regular basic for testing purpose, you can go and configure standard create. So we are going with standard create. Scroll down. And here it is showing you, just go up, just go up. Yeah, here it is showing you just little up, little up.
Okay.
Yeah, here it is showing you different types of databases which are supported in AWS. One is Amazon Aurora, MySQL, MariaDB, Postgres, Oracle, and SQL Server. So which one do you need? This is asking. So you can select Microsoft SQL Server because we are going with SQL Server. And then it's asking for the edition. Which edition do you want to install? We are going with Express edition because it's free of cost. So if you go with enterprise and everything standard, we need to pay for it. So I am okay with Express edition. So go with Express. So by default license is included. No need to worry about it. Suppose if you go with enterprise edition, there are some chances that you can get your own license also. So if you select here, if you click on enterprise edition, if there is, so in SQL, there is no BYOL concept, means everything Amazon will take care. So you no need to get any license. But if you click on Oracle there, yeah, I think there you might get, bring your own license concept. Can you see that? Right? So in Oracle, you have option, but for SQL Server, you do not have that option. So bring your own license means once you install, you need to manually provide the license key. Okay.
So I think like we need to make a purchase from Oracle again and provide it here, right?
Yes, correct. If you already have an existing, then it's okay, no problem.
Okay.
Select Microsoft SQL Server. Yeah.
Okay.
Select Express Edition.
Okay.
Scroll down. Yeah, and it's asking for what version do you want. So 2019 is the latest version. That's fine. Leave it. So if you want to install older version, you can install. It's asking for database identifier. You can go with database -1, no problem. And master username admin, password is you can say welcome01. And yeah, you can give welcome01, capital WELCOME01.
Okay.
Yeah, same confirm password, the same thing. So if you say auto generate a password, it will generate a password, but let us go with this one. And DB instance class. So by default, if you want to change any class, you can go, but we are going with default T3 small. That's fine. So if you want to change,
it's possible, right? Like it costs, right? I mean, like we are going to host it on a EC2.
yeah. So basically, this is automatically will create. You will not be able to see this. This will be managed by AWS in the background.
That's backend. Okay.
Okay, you can't see that. You will not have any control. Okay. And storage, right? General purpose provisioned IOPS magnetic. When we discussed about EC2, I already told you what is the difference between these storages. If you need super fast performance, then select provisioned IOPS. If you need fast performance, then select general purpose, or else you can go with magnetic. So select provisioned IOPS or general purpose, whatever you want. So you can go with general purpose. That's fine.
Okay.
And how much storage you want? 20 GB, 40 GB, 100 GB. So you can go with default 20 GB. If you want more, you can add it later also. And you can enable storage auto scaling. So what will happen is that after 20 GB, it will automatically gets upgraded.
Okay. Maximum storage threshold. What is this?
Okay. No, that's what. So 1000 GB you have given, right?
Oh.
Maximum storage threshold, which means that 20 GB automatically it will scale up to 1000.
Okay.
Okay. So if you don't enable it, then manually you need to increase it. No, just go up. I'm talking about that your scaling this part. Yeah, storage auto scaling is a feature. So if you uncheck that enable storage auto scaling, then what will happen is that after 20 GB, whenever the storage gets full, you need to increase manually. But when you enable auto scaling, what happens is that if 20 GB is full also, automatically you can increase it. Means you don't need to do anything. Storage automatically will get increased in the backend.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'll go with the default VPC because like I have not created any VPC.
Yeah. So no problem. Public accessible or RDS, it's up to you. So RDS will not assign any public IP address to database. Amazon address EC2 instance device inside the VPC to connect to database. That is fine. So if you say public, means you can access through the public IP. If you say no, then within from the EC2 instance you can access. So we can go and configure. We can say no because we can directly connect from internally. So you can scroll down. Default VPC group, security group default. So which security group you want to use? So you are saying default, or if you're saying any other security group, you need to make sure that that has the rules applied. Okay.
No, I think like we'll go with default as of now because like that's
okay, no
time.
problem. So availability
Okay.
zone, you don't have any preference, then leave it. Then scroll down. Enable Microsoft SQL Server Windows authentication. If you enable it, then you need to provide your Active Directory details. Just uncheck it.
Okay.
Yeah, scroll up once. Just scroll up. Yeah, just scroll down. Just scroll down. Scroll down. Scroll down. Scroll down. Scroll down. Slowly. Little slow. Scroll down. Yeah, scroll down. Scroll down. Yeah. So Microsoft SQL Server authentication. So here, choose a directory in which you want to allow domain users. If you want to use through domain users, you can do, but we are using with our, what is that SQL Server authentication. So, you're not using any Windows authentication. So scroll down and say next. Create database. Yeah, create database. If you do any mistake, it will throw an error. If there's no mistake, it will go through it.
But it will take a bit of time, I guess, for DB creation.
Yeah, maybe some 5-7 minutes. Same way you can create MySQL database also.
Same. Okay.
Yeah. So you can say create a database again, and you can configure the database called MySQL. Version.
I'll go with the free tier.
Just go with MySQL version. Yeah. Change the version. Yeah, it is latest version. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Go with the free tier.
Okay.
Okay. Same thing, database 2. Okay, admin. Same, whatever you did right now, right? Password, whatever you want to give, welcome 01 or whatever it is. You can use the same passwords.
Okay. Yeah, I think the T2 Micro is fine for this, right?
Sure. You cannot change it because it's a free one.
Yeah, correct. That's a free tier which we are using. Okay, that's a VPC subnet group, and we are not giving public access, and we are going with the default security group. and password authentication. So what we do for this?
Yeah, you can go with password authentication. No need to have IAM database authentication. That's fine. You can go with password authentication because IAM
Okay.
means you are using, you need to create a user and you need to
Okay.
authenticate. Kerberos means you need to have a active directory. So we are just going with normal authentication.
Okay. Can I create?
Yeah, create database. Create database. No problem. Create it.
Okay.
That's it. So
Still in creating status.
okay.
Okay. This is our Windows remote. You want to connect from here to there?
Yeah. Just see the SQL Server database completed. Creation.
This one.
Yeah. It's still
Creating.
creating. So we just
Yeah.
need to wait till it gets created. Meanwhile, we need to check the security group, whether we have the Windows server you have made all rules open, no?
All rules open I made.
Okay, and we need to check what is allowed in this security group, what you selected. So click on the database one. Click on the database one. Yeah.
The specific code we need to allow.
Yeah. So see, you selected that one, na? Default SG69 security group. Oh, no, on the right side.
Okay.
Yeah, click on that.
We need to see the
So
inbound traffic.
there you check the inbound and outbound traffic of this security group. So if this is not allowed, then also it won't work. So edit inbound rules and make it anywhere. Make it anywhere.
Okay. Oh, okay. This is the trick. Okay.
Yeah.
Can I save the rule?
Yeah, save. Done.
Then we
That's
need database 2 as well.
done.
Can we do the same thing for database 2 as well?
Pardon?
Can we do the same thing for database 2 as well?
Yeah, but I think you're using the same security group, no, for the database 2 also.
Oh, okay. So the same security group, I mean, like
Yeah.
that will enable the inbound traffic for that. Okay.
Yeah, I think you're using the same one, so you no need to do it. But if you want to check it, whether it's the same or not, you can go and check once. I think it's the same one. So it will be already there. So yeah.
Is there? Okay.
Okay, now go and check your EC2 Windows instance security group is opened or not.
Yeah, it is open. I'm sure because like I've made all traffic. Or anywhere I need to do, right? There also.
Yeah.
It's all.
Okay, very good. So now check the database whether it got created or not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Backing. One is backing up. One is still creating. I think this is bit bigger one. I feel. SQL
Yeah,
Server.
because DB3 small version, no, DB2 micro is a smaller one. Okay, no problem. If it is Linux, you connect the Linux machine with PuTTY once. Not through your graphical, just connect with PuTTY.
No, I don't have a PuTTY. I just use it via this thing.
Okay.
எனக்கு அந்த நம்பர்ல இருந்து அம்மா வந்துச்சு.
Is there any way we can do apart from Putty?
The only thing is that there's so many things we need to do, but if it is a putty, it will become easy. We'll see an alternative option also. Just wait till that database gets created. Just few minutes.
Second one is available, Samir.
Okay, no problem. Meanwhile, you go to the Windows server. Log into the Windows server. Yeah. Try to download, go to the browser and type google.com. Wait, this will irritate you a lot. So first you close the IE enhance security. Go to server manager.
This one, huh?
Yeah. IE enhance server manager.
Can I go from start?
Yes, 6 start and say server. Go to server manager. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So
Click on
tools, huh?
local server on the left side. You have the local server right on the left side.
Yeah.
No, top left side, top left side. Yeah. On the right side, you find IE enhance security configuration. Unknown is there. No, click on that on. Click on that on IE enhance security configuration.
Where's that?
In the center right. Yeah, on the extreme, on the right. Just go right. Yeah, scroll down, little down.
It is working, yeah, it is all
Yeah.
functionalities are working.
There is
And
one.
finance-
Top.
No. You can
Yeah.
find IE enhance security on.
Oh, this one. Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
on that. Yeah, turn off it. Yeah, click on OK.
Can I close this?
Yes, close it and open the browser.
Okay.
Yeah, go to google.com. So
Okay.
you type SQL Server Management Studio. SQL Server Management Studio. You got no first only. Yeah, enter. Download, yeah. So let me tell you. So if you want, there are two ways to, if you have an application, if you want to manage the database, right? Your SQL Server database, you need this software. Okay. So this software, what it will do is that it will allow you to connect to the database created on your AWS platform. What happened? You didn't download it?
Moved or deleted disk. This is the one, right?
Yeah, so you need to download that.
This is 635 MB.
Yeah, it will download faster. It's AWS platform, no?
Okay.
Tap your left foot, put your feet together. Tap your left foot, put your feet together.
Might have been removed or deleted. This showing Samir.
Not able to download.
No.
You can click on the download and say run, 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 run.
Tap your right foot, your feet together. Right foot.
It should download actually.
It is done now. It's time.
Yeah, wait and wait for it.
Say words. And
Oh, it happened in second. I mean, like very fast.
left foot, right foot, jump, jump, jump.
Yeah, because it is AWS network, not our network.
Yeah. Can I close this?
Yeah, you can.
Okay. Install.
Yes.
SQL Management Studio. Okay.
क्या अब आप पैसेज लिए तो आपके मैम पूछते हैं सब where to use when not how who ऐसे पूछे तो तब you have to make questions for it. Is it difficult or easy? Right, yes or no? Why you are n लिखो या n लिखो
So it will take some 2 minutes, huh? Meanwhile, if you want, you can go and connect to the Linux machine and you can install the, SQL client, MySQL client in that.
Okay.
But I'm just worried if we do parallel, others will understand or not. That's the reason I'm.
No, that's simple. No, like we are using DB1 for Windows and DB2 for Linux. So we are now doing DB2.
Yeah, others are okay, right? So we'll be doing
We are,
parallel.
we are okay, sir.
Yeah. Click on connect. Yeah. So type sudo su. Sudo su. Yeah, so you're in the root mode. You need to install MySQL. So yum space install space. What is that command? Yum space install space MySQL, I think so. Yeah, type that. Enter.
We need to update as well.
So yes. See, some part of Linux is required for if you want to have good knowledge in AWS. So if anybody has any doubts, just go through it. Not an issue. Okay, so he has installed yum. So basically, once you install the MySQL client, so we need to connect to our MySQL RDS instance. So, and then once you connect, we can create the database. So how do we connect generally to RDS database is that first thing is that we need to go to the database and identify the database endpoint, how it is created. You can go and check check RDS and go to the dashboard and click on the database and you will get the details on the database.
I mean, like my question is sometimes like developers ask, this is the database I mean, like the basically requirement is given from a development team or application team.
Mhm.
So we'll, I mean, like provision this from a AWS environment. Okay.
Yeah.
But like, and also like, so the mainly our job is to connect I mean, like connection point, right?
Yeah. So we just need to create and leave it. Rest all things they need to take care. We'll see what will happen is that by default one endpoint will get created. So that and
This
with
is
the
the-
help of that, that with the help of that endpoint, we just validate and test it and we'll give it. Then the developer should take care. Once he has the endpoint, he should know how to connect to the database.
And also these endpoints should be written in and I mean, like if there is any code push, then like it will be part of that as well, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So this is the endpoints. I mean, for
Just copy in the notepad. Just safer side so that so if anybody want to connect, they need to connect through this endpoint. So you need to remember. So the basically, if you go to the putty, if you want to access it,
no, I don't have putty, no.
yeah, that's okay. Then you go to that
Okay.
Linux shell.
Okay.
You can type the command MySQL -h space -h space paste that endpoint na. Yeah.
Enter.
No. What was the port number? It is there. Just check once.
Should I go to inbound rules for that?
No. The same in the endpoint only. It will actually tell you.
33Cs.
Okay. Without the port number, you just try to connect. I think it should take it. If not, we will see the port number. Just enter. No, it's not authentication login, caching share password. So space hyphen. Yeah. P.
Like it is for port forwarding. Huh?
Yeah. Hyphen P space 3306.
306. Okay. Okay, fine.
What was the password you have given? Welcome 01 na?
Yes, welcome.
No, it is not taking catching.
Why like that?
I don't know. Like
Caching.
I had given welcome 01 only.
Capital W you are given, right?
Yeah.
Username would be same, right?
Yeah, that is fine.
It's asking only password. It's not asking any username, no?
Okay, you do one thing. Put again same 3306 till that you go and you type space -u.
Okay.
What was the username?
Admin.
What was the database?
Admin, I think.
Admin, right?
Admin.
Type admin and -p.
Admin -p.
Yeah.
And why we are using -p again?
To put the password. So just first one is for the port, first second one is for the password. Type -p and enter.
Unknown database 3306.
Unknown database. Huh?
Yeah, that is error it is throwing.
Just go to the RDS server once.
Okay.
Yeah, just scroll down once. What was the database name we have given? Just go up once.
Database 2.
Database -2. Okay, click on that databases once again on the left side.
Okay.
Click on that database -2 once.
Okay.
scroll down. Endpoint database to 3306. It is clear only. Somewhere there is a mistake. The database is active only, no?
Yeah, it is active. Security group below it is active, it is saying. And here also available status it is showing.
Click on that configuration once.
Okay. Should we put ARN or like?
No, not required, not required. Scroll down once. Master username is admin only. Okay. And DB name we are not given, huh? It will ask for the database name, right? So we will be giving the database, right? We're not
Can
given
we
the
modify
database
this?
name.
Can we modify this?
No, because that time your screen, I don't know whether I missed it, because there will be a database name it will ask. So I think you should have given the database name, na? That's the reason I think it is showing an error.
Oh, but what is this
Yes,
database?
maybe.
No, that is the identifier. That is different. Just click on modify. You should have given the database name for sure. I think you would have given. I can't hear somebody speaking. Scroll down.
Now that it is asking the name, right?
No, actually, there will be one database name. It will ask. Just go up. Not this
Okay.
one. Just go up, go up, go up. Go up, go up. Okay. Type the database -2. Give MySQL MySQL 01. Give a name MySQL 01. No, MySQL 01. Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
Deva.
put password and ask to modify. Welcome 01. Welcome 01.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I say this?
Yeah. Save it. Continue. Confirm password. Welcome 01. Continue. Save. Yeah. Let us wait till it gets complete. Modify DB instance. Yeah, it will modify. Just wait for a few minutes. Meanwhile, go to that Windows and see whether it is installed or not. Yeah, it is completed now. Click on close and open the SQL Management Studio video. If you click on start, no, you will find that console. Yeah, that one. No, it's already came. Yeah, that one. Yes. Run as administrator.
Okay.
If this is, once you go, it will ask for the username and password. So the moment you put the username and password, it should work. If it is working, then your part is done.
Okay. I mean, there's no need of endpoint here.
Not required, because so here you put the what is that IP address of that, or you can put the details about that endpoint also you can put, or IP address also you can put. So click on database -1.
This is the one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Click on that. Yeah, scroll down. Yeah. So
Can I put this one?
copy. Yeah, copy paste. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Windows authentication. Fine. SQL Server authentication, if you put na, try SQL Server authentication. Yeah. Yeah. Username is what is that? Admin, no? And password is welcome01.
Okay.
Capital W
Can I-
only.
Yeah, I've given capital W.
Okay. Connect. Done.
That is done. We got the schemas.
Yeah. So you can create the database from here. And then whichever the user wants from his application, you can use the databases.
Okay.
You can manage it. This is done. Now let us fix that Linux one. That's it. It's over.
Okay. Can I close this if everyone?
Yeah, you're
is-
done. Windows, it's connected, no? So if you're connected means you will be able which means that you're able to access the database from our job is only to check the database from the OS it's working or not. You have validated, it's connected. So our job is over. Then your database developer and the application developer need to when he installs the application, he can use the database accordingly. Our job is over.
No.
Okay.
Can I close this?
As long as you're connected to the database, our part is over. Yeah, you can close it.
I'll close this also.
Yeah,
Sorry.
but we need to fix the
Linux.
Linux one. We need to see what.
Our job is till the connectivity, is it?
Yeah.
Once we run as an administrator and we'll give username and password, that's it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let
So
us
once you
successfully.
give the username and password, they should be able to access it. Now
The
why?
password is welcome, not one, isn't it? That what you.
Yeah, welcome01, capital W. But this not got changed, no.
Yeah.
No. Or else, like, if I can create a new one also if you want
Yeah.
quickly.
Yeah, you can try. Actually, you can delete and you can retry it. Actually, it should happen. I don't know why taking so much time.
Delete me. Okay. That is MySQL, and I'll go with the latest version.
Yeah.
I'll go with the free tier.
Yeah. Yeah, give the name as MySQL, MySQL.
Here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, scroll down. You can say MySQL 01.
Okay.
Some name or number we're giving. Okay. Yeah. Confirm password, welcome01, welcome01. That firewall rule is correct only, no? So say we have seen, no, last time.
Yeah. I mean, like, we have allowed everything. We
Yeah,
can
it
check.
was correct. All traffic was allowed.
Okay. Scroll down. We need to see why this is this VPC 06A013460. Remember this, okay?
No, there is only one
No
VPC.
problem. Scroll down.
I don't have any VPCs.
Yeah, scroll down. Database authentication, password authentication.
Okay. Can I create?
Yeah, create database. So we are using the password authentication only. So welcome01 should work.
It didn't work. DB instance already exists.
What happened?
Right. The name of
Name
the
it's
DB.
showing already exists.
Okay, I think it not got deleted. You can give 02.
Yeah, it is deletion in progress.
Yeah, that is not yet changed actually. That's why. So just wait till you get the.
Meanwhile, can I show my Kubernetes cluster how I have utilized EBS as the persistent volume?
Yeah, you can.
If anybody is interested.
No problem. You can.
Yes, sure.
Samir, is it okay, or like we can do it afterwards?
Yeah, no problem. Till the time it gets created, I think you can quickly show them. That's not an issue.
Yeah, we have time till creation.
So this is my master of Kubernetes. This is my persistent volume. This is EBS, and these two are my nodes. And it's taking time. I don't know. They're still initializing. I'll try to connect. Let's see. Okay. So this is my Kubernetes master. Okay. So ctl get nodes. So what I have is like one master and two nodes. And so the experiment, what I did is, I'll show you. So like these are two nodes, and this is my master. Like whenever I run a pod, like it should retain the memory. I mean, like basically, like it should have some extra space to store the stuffs which are related to pods, right? So what I created is three YAML files. One is persistent volume .yaml. Like I mean, like the persistent .yaml is related to the EBS volume. This EBS. Okay, I'm utilizing the EBS here, and the persistent volume claim. This is for claiming a volume from here. So that is why we have pvc.yaml. The other one is pod for pvml. I mean, like this pod will make utilization of the elastic block storage. I'll show you pv.yml. So this is my YAML file, and this is the volume ID. So if I go here and if I show you storage, this is the volume which I'm utilizing. Basically, this is the volume ID 74 ending with. Okay. And next thing is kubectl get pods. So I have a Redis cloud persistent volume pod which is running. So if I say kubectl describe pod Redis cloud underscore pv,
Samir,
it will describe the
Yeah.
pod.
if may I ask what exactly is this related to, Samir? I'm unable to understand.
Okay.
This is not related to anything. I mean, like I just
So basically, we were doing the database, and he was showing about Kubernetes cluster, how is implemented.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
This is
So
entirely a new topic. I couldn't understand it for a bit. Not a problem. Okay.
yeah. So we tested the Windows database. It was working fine. So we
Okay.
were testing the Linux database.
Linux database, right?
Taking time. So he said that meanwhile, I will show Kubernetes how he implemented. So I said, okay, proceed, go ahead.
Okay.
Not to worry.
Okay.
this is the mount point dev root. So this mount point we usually get it from a persistent volume. I mean, like so the Kubernetes now has around 100 GB of data to store and run the pods. So this is what the experiment I did.
Because what we'll do is that we will show this at the last week. No, I'll explain them what is Kubernetes first. Okay. So
Okay.
then they will understand. If not, it will go out of their head thinking something new they're learning. Okay. So because it's a new topic, right? So they need to understand the fundamentals of first Dockers. Then top of that, they need to understand about Kubernetes. So yeah, if you show no, they'll get confused.
Sure, Samir. So we'll go to database again.
Yeah. Sorry, because they need to understand the basics. If not, they'll not know what exactly it is.
No, I just sure. I mean, like that's okay, fine. I understand. Yeah. So it's backing up still.
Yeah, I think it will be available. That's no problem. So just click on that MySQL 02. Yeah. And
Okay.
yeah. So scroll down. Yeah. Go to the
Yes,
endpoint.
Name is not available now also.
Yeah. Actually, the database name should get created like MySQL 02. Okay. So how you have the identifier, right? The same name should get created, database name. Then it will be good, but I'm not sure why it is not creating. Maybe it will take some time or not. I'm not sure. But in general, it will create, the database name will get generated automatically. That's okay. At least we can see the connectivity. It should connected means we can say create database and we can run some commands. Okay. So let's see the connectivity once. Yeah. So go to the Linux, same instance.
1 minute, I'll just copy paste the endpoint.
Yeah.
Okay. AC2. Okay, I'll go to Linux. This is the DB Linux. I'll connect to this. Okay, so my SQL, what is that? I need to put the endpoint, right?
Yeah.
Okay, -p.
No. MySQL, you have missed one -h, no? Yeah. Space -p.
Here, there, right? Okay.
Corner. Space.
Support.
Yeah.
Okay.
3306. No,
Okay.
3306.
06. Okay. Fine. Yeah.
Yeah. Enter once. Put the password.
Access denied for root at the rate of, okay.
Access denied. Okay. Okay, just go up once.
Where?
Again, just put your arrow mark top, or top arrow mark on your keyboard.
Okay.
Space. Yeah. And without port number, try to connect. Yeah. Just put the password. Using password. Yes.
Yes, I think like we need to proceed with that username and password.
Okay, you can do one thing. Then 3306, and then say -u.
Okay.
Then put what is that? You are given the name MySQL.
Admin. Username is admin.
Yeah.
And -p.
-p. Enter.
Enter. And then put the password. This is
No, that is yeah, again, like I think like that naming name which is not coming now, somewhere we are missing that, I feel.
No, the database is actually, it should create. Actually, the database should get created. So it is unknown database 3306. Okay, you do one thing. Remove the 3306. No. Remove the 3306. Yeah. Remove that -p.
Okay.
Enter. Yeah, put.
Yeah.
Okay. Connected, right?
Yes, it is connected.
Okay. So the thing is that it is taking the 3306 as a database. So when we removed it, it connected to the admin port. Okay. So that's it. So you connected right now. From here, I think you can create the databases. You need to run some database commands. So do you know how to create the database in MySQL development? Any idea you have SQL development?
No, I'm purely not
Okay.
into that.
You can, I have
We
some
can
knowledge in the development. So type create database, create space database. Put all capitals, create database, everything. Capital CREATE, create space database. Okay, space. You can give Samir, capital S, small a, MWR. Samir DB, capital D, capital B. Anything you can give. I'm just giving semicolon.
semicolon. Okay.
Uh,
This colon.
no. I think colon. Yeah. Enter. Done. So
Okay.
you created the database, right? So you want to
Yeah.
see the database, then I think you know, right? Show databases. Type show space databases. No. Your spelling is wrong.
DATA.
Okay.
Colon.
Colon, huh?
Yeah, last always that should be there. Yeah, enter.
Yeah, SemiDB is
Created, right? So super.
yeah.
So you want to use that database, then you can say use space. What is that command? What is the database name? Samir DB. Enter. Yeah. So now you entered into the database.
Change from none to SemiDB.
Yeah. So because before there was no database. Now you created
Yeah.
a database and you're using the database. And now you are in the database. Now what you want, it's up to the developer what he want to write the query. He can do
Yeah.
it. Our job is over.
Okay. Fine. Can I close this?
No. Before closing, no, that copy that command and share it in the WhatsApp group so that not this, all things you can copy. No, the top one, which we did a mistake in the,
While logging in.
yes. Yes, that one
Samir,
you copy. Yeah.
So is this taking the default port for logging in?
Yes. Why? Because already endpoint is defined with 3306. Then we no need to define any again one more port.
Okay, got it.
Okay, then I'll copy these things into WhatsApp group. Okay.
So just put it in a notepad. What we did, you understood the lab scenario, right? So you can write the steps. Step 1, what we did Windows installation for the SQL Server. Step 2, we went to RDS database and selected SQL Server. Then we have given all the names. So like that, you make steps for the Windows and steps for the Linux and put it in the group so that others can use it.
Sure, I'll do that, Samir. But just making a note of these commands before that.
Sure. I think these
Give me
all
some
things
time.
require some development knowledge. But if you don't have also, no problem. Anyways, it is not our job. I just showed you because to do some kind of a testing. Okay.
Samir, what is this -H, -U, -P?
What is that? That is, MySQL -H is telling about which database you want to connect. Okay, through MySQL, and -U use the username. Okay, and P is basically password.
Okay, thank you.
It's a syntax. So see, again, I'll tell you one thing. Remember this. Okay, this is for Amazon Linux. If you are doing in Ubuntu, it can be little change. If you are doing in SUSE, it can be little change. So later, don't tell Samir sir told like this. Okay. So you need to do some research based on the operating system also.
Yes.
Okay. But the database creation, it is same to same. Whether it is any operating system, the database creation will not change. Okay.
Hello, Samir.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
You are telling that P, -P is for password, and in this scenario, we are taking -P for port. Mention port.
No, we have not used the port number. It went default. No.
Yeah, but we are trying to.
In general, command in general, we used to use -P for the port. Where we use capital P for the port number. Okay. But in this case, we are bypassing the port and we are using it for the password.
Yeah. I want to know only for that -P is used for only password or port number.
So it is two ways: -P small, -P capital. Okay. So
okay.
Yeah. So its significance that if you're going with -P capital port number, small p, it is like password in general. Again, that syntax can change, depends upon the operating system. You need to research accordingly.
Okay.
Nice. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
I think we did pretty much good database labs. I think, people who are, most of them will be new to the database. No need to worry. This is again database guys' job, but we have tested it and successfully we completed both SQL Server and Linux. And next week, we'll discuss about Elastic Cache database. Then I'll show you how to do that database lab also. Then you'll get some more knowledge. Okay. But I would recommend you to practice. Without practice, it will be very tough. You need to practice.
Sure, Samir.
Okay. Start practicing by yourself. Then it will become easy for you people. Okay.
We can start practice from start, na sir?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
देखो क्या है कि कितना how much you practice, no?
Yeah.
This we have seen one issue. Okay. Just take different use case scenario. Now I'll give you one more use case scenario. Okay. Now this is a pretty simple database you created and you have through the OS you have tested the database. Correct, na? Okay. Let's assume a developer who is creating a PHP